Hi, welcome to episode 66 of the Great Western Ballroom. My guests today are Plumtree from Halifax. But first, I'd like to thank again Queasy, who are from Vancouver, the other side of the country, who recorded the theme song to this show, which is, and has been for a couple years now, consolidated song College Radio, which is on their CD Friendly Fascism, but which I had Queasy re-record at the end of our recording session when they were through town. And Plumtree are a four-piece, four women from Halifax. They have a CD out called Mass Teen Fainting. They have a number of 7-inches, and they are working on a 7-inch split with the Inbreds, who now live in Halifax as well. We're going to have this show, the Great Western Ballroom, is an hour of live music and interview, and we're going to be playing... Plumtree chose as their set in the studio 3 songs which you've heard off the CD, Tropical and a couple out more, and 3 new songs which you have yet to hear if you've heard the Plumtree disc. So please stay tuned, and for the next hour, we're going to go right now into the studio with Plumtree. 4 women from the ages of 18 to 20. The youngest was 14 when they started the band, and that's the drummer Lynette, and we're gonna start that right off the bat. This is Tropical. You're listening to the Great Western Ballroom.
You ready now?
Yeah.
Can't get away.
That song was called Tropical. And we messed up a bit, but I guess that's part of the whole live thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. So, we're gonna play Sodium Chloride next.
It's off our CD, Mass Teen Painting, and the last song was as well. We're called Plumtree.
Yeah, we're Plumtree. And this song used to be, we got the name because sodium chloride is like NaCl, you know, and it used to be Nina, Amanda, Carla, and Lynette. That was each of our names, so we just took the first letter. But now Nina's gone, so we have Katrina. So maybe we're like, it should be called like calcium chloride or something. But anyway, here goes.
Okay. Is it Effin next?
Yeah, it's Effin. This one's pretty new. It's pretty new. I guess we made it right before, like, we left for the tour, which would have been maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
So, it's supposed to stand for Plum and Effin Tree. Sort of like, me and Lynette used to be big Guns N' Roses fans, so it's like, they always had that Guns and Effin Roses thing, you know, on their shirts.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I'm actually missing the pedal that I'm supposed to start this song off with. It's over there. Would you be able to bring it?
I'll just talk and entertain.
Yeah, just talk. I don't know if it'll reach.
Here we go.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, this is a new song, and this is being recorded live in this little studio here.
We have the lights
fun.
out, and it's very
Intimate.
romantic atmosphere
Intimate and interactive with Plumtree.
for all these romantic Plumtree songs.
Yeah.
Okay, Effin. morning. Shut my ears up to you. Don't think I meant to, but it happened anyway. You spoke to me this morning. Shut my ears up to you. Don't think I meant to, but it happened anyway. Don't try to change things, 'cause that's the way it's gonna be. Solitary soul I am, probably forever. Don't try to change things, 'cause that's the way it's gonna be. Solitary soul I am, probably forever. Yeah. One, two, three, four. Spoke to me this morning. I shut my ears out to you. Don't think I meant to, but it happened anyway. You spoke to me this morning. I shut my ears out to you. Don't think I meant to, but it happened anyway. Don't try to change things, 'cause that's the way it's gonna be. Solitary soul I am, probably forever. Don't try to change things, 'cause that's the way it's gonna be. Solitary soul I am, probably forever. Yeah. I played a bad note.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Well, that's 3 songs by Plumtree, Tropical, Sodium Chloride, and the last song was Effin. And actually, Plumtree was the last band to record in the studio in CJSR. That's where this show is recorded. The show is the Great Western Ballroom. It's an hour of live music and interview. And the last band to record in our old studio, we moved the station down to the basement of the Students' Union building. And they were the last band ever to end, like, I think 15 or 16 years of recording up there. And wow, it was sort of kind of neat, like them being from Halifax, taking those honors. And we're going to get into the interview with Plumtree, which we recorded out in the Students' Union kind of grassy quad area. And it was just the 4 of us plus another fan of the band, David Boffa, hanging out there, hanging with the band in the grass with Plumtree. We start with some introductions, as always. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with some more music in the studio in about 20 minutes. The show is the Great Western Ballroom, and we're sitting out in quad in Edmonton. And I'm joined with Plumtree. They're the band who you've been listening to for the past few minutes in the studio. And I'd like to get you to introduce yourselves, who you are, what you play, and we'll start from my left.
Hi, my name is Katrina, and I play bass and sing once.
My name is Lynette, and I play drums, and I sing 3 or 4 times.
I'm Amanda, I play guitar, and I sing,
Quite a bit.
yeah,
A lot.
yeah, a fair amount.
I'm Carla, and I play guitar, and I probably sing too much.
And you've got, when was the CD released, the last CD, and what was it called?
It was released in February, March, I think, and it's called Mass Teen Feigning. It's got 13 songs on it. We played a release show in Halifax, like we're from Halifax, at Birdland, and I think that was in February, so I guess that must be when the CD was released. I don't know.
What's Birdland like? I've seen the web page, but I've never been there.
It's way too big. I mean, it's good for, big acts that they can get down, or for events like the Pop Explosion and things like that. I know a lot of local bands, it's a little bit intimidating to headline a show there because it's so big. Although they're moving, though, into the old Kmart building. So,
Scotia Square?
yeah, in Scotia Square. So it's going to be divided up a lot better. So that'll be cool.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes it just seems like you're scared that, even if a fair amount of people come, it might not look very full, when you look out there on
Like playing
stage.
an arena.
Yeah, well, not quite in Reno, but you know, it's not very cozy.
It's a pretty hip place to go for like Halifax bands and stuff. It, like, you know, people who like that kind of music, if they're ever in Halifax, should go there because
it's the bar.
Yeah, it's the bar to go to.
Are there any, what other live venues are there in Halifax?
Not too many. Yeah, there's an all ages club, which is
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
It's been open. It's one of the longest running ones in Canada. It's been around for about 4 or 5 years, and it's really cool. That's where I spend most of my time. But even though now I'm of age, I don't know what I'm doing there. But it's cool. I mean, a lot of like if you want to have a really good show, you probably don't want to play there just because the sound's, you know, not that great, and you can't guarantee a good turnout. It's just like any other all ages club. It's basically run by, you know, just, you know, kids and stuff, but it's tons of fun, and I've seen some really, really great bands play.
What is the name Mass Teen Fainting? Where did it come from?
Haven't you been to one of our shows? Go on.
That's exactly what it's like. It's when we were recording, we were listening to at some point we were listening to the Bay City Rollers. Our producer had a greatest hits CD, and there's like a bio on the inside along with lovely photographs. But
Oh, lovely.
but they were saying how there were mass teen faintings at their shows. We thought that would be neat. That's a personal goal we're going to aim for.
That's the band goal. No record company stuff, just mass teen fainting.
Although I think the two go hand in hand.
What?
Well, someone in one of our in the radio station once changed his sticker to mass teen mating, so that might be cool too. But
Plumtree. It's like Plumtree.
yeah, but I don't know if that's a radio-friendly comment, an arty comment.
Are you still all teenagers? Are you?
Nope. Actually, half of us aren't teenagers anymore.
Wow. Who's the youngest?
Minette.
And can I ask?
Oh, I just turned 18 a couple of weeks ago.
Now, when did you start the band? Like, and it wasn't the same four? And, how old were you then?
I was 14.
When did you start playing drums?
Oh, okay. I was 11 when I started playing drums, and then when I was 14, we started playing together, and it was 14 to 16 was our ages. So now it's 18, 20.
We got to play the first Pop Explosion. There's been 4 now? 3 now. And this year will be the 4th, and we were lucky enough to get in on the first one. I don't know why we played.
I know, we've been together for maybe a few months. So like,
we got to play with Velocity Girl.
Velocity Girl in jail. It was like such a good night. It was like Saturday night or something, like the best night.
It was the opening night.
And now we get like Thursday night. It's like,
I know. I think it was the Thursday night, actually. We usually end up playing the opening night, it seems. Every year we've been playing the opening, which is
first band.
What was that show like? That first Pop Explosion?
It was weird. Like, you know, at the time we hadn't been around for very long. I can't imagine we would be that great. But I mean, I think a lot of people were just sort of enthusiastic about us because we were new and we were young and stuff like that. But
yeah, I look at old videotape from it, and we look so young, like
and so nervous.
ponytails.
And like really nerdy. We have all our shirts tucked in. And they're like Northern Reflection shirts.
Oh no.
But no style at all.
Yeah, it was.
Not that we're much
With that
better
bad
now.
junior high stage, you know?
Yeah, and we're not even moving. Like we're standing on stage, like just like stiff as boards, like so.
Scared to death.
Yeah, that
There's,
we're
like,
gonna mess up.
There's this big pole right in front of me the whole time, so, which was kind of reassuring because nobody could see me. And I'd like try to do a solo, and I'd be like, oh no, here comes the solo.
But I mean, it was really exciting at the time. Like, I mean, I was like, Velocity Girl, I was so excited.
You got autographs?
Yeah, I still have my autograph song list from when we played with them and stuff. So, yeah, it was pretty exciting.
It was weird just being in a bar. It was like, all my friends can't go for like 4 years or whatever. But
sit at like one designated table. We couldn't move. Like sit at this table, and it was right next to the stage. It was in this really awkward place, and our parents had to be there and stuff. So.
they still do.
What did they think?
Well, they were used to us practicing and stuff, so I don't think they minded the noise too much. But there's some weird people in bars, and like, I don't know, I think they feared for us.
Yeah, I think overall our parents, like, or like I can remember, like, and just like all of our parents going and sort of, like, you know, I think like they're pretty proud of us and stuff. So.
What do they think about this tour? Like sending you out on in a van across Canada all by yourselves? What do you
My
think?
mom cried. Yeah, my mom cried too.
Yeah, they cried. My mom, I was talking to her last night on the phone, and she has this idea that I'm never gonna come back. It was so funny. Like, she's like, well, I'll be like, I'm having a really fun time. She's like, I know, well, I hope you're gonna want to come back. Like, what else am I gonna do? You know, where else would I go? I don't know. But me and Lynette are sisters, so 2 of her daughters are gone right now.
My parents weren't as moved. I mean, yeah. But everyone else is. 3 out of 4 isn't bad for 6 years factor.
Yeah. I felt so guilty though. Like, she started crying.
You
and I
kept
was like,
going,
oh no.
it's not that long. We won't be gone that long.
How long is the tour?
7 weeks. 7 weeks to 2 months.
7 weeks. Wow.
Yeah. So my mom's big worry was that, like, the van was gonna be like a big, because we just bought the van and it wasn't brand new or anything, and she was so scared we were gonna like die on the side of the road in the middle of the prairies.
I got a crash course in mechanics, like, before I left from my father, so I sort of know, you know, what to do if something breaks down.
What is this the first time you've like toured? Like, have you been to Ontario and?
Yeah. We went last summer for about 5 weeks, but 2 of those weeks we were recording Mass Team Painting, so it wasn't, you know, intensive touring the whole time.
Yeah.
We played for 2 weeks, recorded for 2 weeks, and then finished for a week. And then we went, you know, anytime we have a spring break or something at school or any sort of holiday, we try to, you know, get out and play. So we went in February for 2 weeks. So we missed a week of university. Lynette missed 2 weeks of high school, so that was kind of bad.
And then we won this thing, and I had to go again in April. And I told my teachers, I was like, oh, I had to leave again for a week, and they were like,
What do they think? Our teachers like I can't imagine them being like really too understanding.
yeah, well, they just think when you say, oh, I'm in this band, and we're going to go away for a couple of weeks, I don't think they think that we're very serious about it, or, you know, they probably think I just want to go on vacation or something.
Except for her French teacher.
Yeah, my French teacher's a little weird, though. And my drama
threw
teacher.
a party for Lynette. Because, what was it for? Because we won the YTV.
Yeah, we won the YTV award.
Yeah, we won the YTV Achievement Award in February. And it's so funny that we played at Lynette's school and towards the end of the year, and just in the AV room or whatever. And that same day, the school found out that we won this award. Like, they went over the intercom while we were there. They were like, oh, this is Justin. Oh my goodness, a student at our school has won, you know, a national award. And like, they went on about it. And then they started sort of, they did a little, I don't know, they must have got a little, you know, newsletter or something, and so they read a short description of the band. What did it say?
Like, it was like catchy, simple, like pop songs.
Yeah, like their tight, tuneful approach to pop. Like these for.
She was describing all the releases we've had. I'm like, this is like my guidance counselor. This is weird.
Over the intercom at school.
That must be weird. What you've got on a lot of you've done a lot of recording for being such a young band. Well,
Be such a poor band, yeah.
how do you run into getting on compilations and getting on 7 inches and the might do the CD and all that?
Well, the first thing we ever did was for a compilation of high school bands, and that was in 93 or something. That was the first song. We had one song, and they needed, we just heard about it, and so we recorded something on an 8-track, and it was for $10 or something, and then we handed it in, and we thought, no, they're not gonna like this at all. It sounded really bad and stuff, and they were like, oh yeah, sure, we'll put it on. So they put it on, and a bunch of our friends' bands were on it too, and then that sort of started us off, because we probably wouldn't have started playing shows right away, because we were sort of well, we have to get good first.
Yeah, our big plan was okay, a year from now we're gonna play there was this high school that put on shows every year, and our big goal was the following year we were gonna play our first show and stuff. But then we ended up a month later we played our first show. We had 4 songs. So I think it was pretty ridiculous.
One of them was like 30 seconds long.
So you set up for like a half an hour, you carry all your stuff, and then you play 4 songs? What happens?
I don't even think we had much of our own stuff. It was just two bands that we knew. One of the bands, I guess both of them were on the compilation too. And
no, only one of them was.
Oh, really? And then they just said, well, you guys can play for like 15 minutes in between the 2 sets. So we did, and I don't think anybody knew what was going on. Like, we weren't on the posters or anything.
Yeah,
and,
we just got on stage, like, no one had ever seen us before. And it's like, hi.
The music was really weird.
Yeah, we were pretty prog back in the day.
Yeah.
Intense, like, intricate time changes and,
like, 5 key changes and, like, 6 tempo.
Very, like,
in every song.
Yeah, very choppy. I think we've gotten a bit more.
What melody out? Like, just.
I think we just sort of
more. I think just songwriting more. Like, we learned how to make things flow a bit better.
Yeah, and just like when we first came together, like we were all coming from pretty different ends of like what kind of music we would like to play or listen to or whatever. And so I think it just took a while for us to sort of blend
figure out
how we wanted to sound, like as a group.
Their guitars are at extreme ends of the musical spectrum. So, but now they're getting used to it.
Yeah, if you look at the instruments we play, like Amanda has a really, nice Rickenbacker. It's 12-string. It sounds beautiful. And I've got this like blue Ibanez and
rocker guitar. She could do like big solos.
It's kind of funny.
I'm back, and we're going back to the studio, and the studio is in the Students' Union building at the University of Alberta in Edmonton, and my name is Gabino. I'm your host and producer of the show, and the band is Plumtree, who we've been sitting out in the grass talking to for the last little while. We're gonna go back in the studio for 3 more songs.
Anyway. Okay. So, I count in?
Sure.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Toe tapper, knee slapper. You are the funniest person I know. Backstabber, for that matter. You're not so honest, I hope you know. Honest, I hope you know. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are the funniest person I know. Backstabber, for that matter. You're not so honest, I hope you know. Honest, I hope you, my baby, she don't know. My baby, she don't know. But she don't know, and she don't care about that. You are the funniest person I know. Backstabber, that matter. You're not so honest, I hope you know. Honest, I hope you, my baby, she don't know. My baby, she don't know. But she don't know, and she don't care about that.
What is the next tune?
It's Scott Pilgrim,
Scott
which
Pilgrim?
is gonna be on a. You can talk if you want.
No, I just want to get to the
It's gonna be on.
recording in a separate room. That's why she wants to go to the other room.
What was I saying?
It's going to be on a split 7-inch with the inbreds.
How are we gonna start this song without Amanda? Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll start.
Okay, sure.
Okay. We're just gonna improvise this here and play Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
Okay.
Carolyn.
Okay.
I've liked you for 1,000 years, 1,000 years. 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 You can't stand to see me that way, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. You can't stand to see me that way. Yeah, yeah. I've liked you for 1,000 years, 1,000 years. 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 You can't stand to see me that way, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. You can't stand to see me that way. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think this one's our last.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That was fast. What is it?
It's called I Don't Know.
Oh, really? I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Okay, Amanda's been really quiet this whole time. I think she's falling asleep.
Yeah, she must be sick or something, because she's usually pretty talkative.
Amanda. Wake up, Amanda.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to play it? So, we're Plumtree, and thanks for listening. I saw you walking just the other day, but you didn't notice me, you didn't even look my way. 'Cause I saw you walking just the other day, but you didn't notice me, you didn't even look my way. And I don't know how it feels to be all alone, but from what I felt back then, I don't want it anymore. And I don't know how it feels to be all alone, but from what I felt back then, I don't want it anymore.
other day. Wasn't talking to me, but I listened anyway. He said, I'm lonely, yeah, I feel all alone. My children grew up, my wife died a year ago. And I don't know how it feels to be all alone. But from what I felt back then, I don't want it anymore. And I don't know how it feels to be all alone. But from what I felt back then, I don't want it anymore.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Well, how do you like that? That is Plumtree from Halifax, the farthest flung band. The show is the Great Western Ballroom. It's an hour of live music and interview, and this is episode 66, and we're going to get back to the interview, which we recorded out in the lawn, so stay tuned. What was it? Why did you want to start a band? Like, was there a role model? Was there like some show you saw? Was there like what started?
Well, I mean, it was a bunch of things. I mean, we were in junior high, like, I don't know what it's like here in the school system, but there's like grade 7 to 9 is junior high.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were sort of finally getting sick of like top 40 radio, so we were getting into sort of like indie rock or like you know, heavier stuff or whatever. And and I really looked up to my brother, who was always into rock and roll music and stuff like that. And then there was a band called the Purple Groove Monsters, and they were from Halifax, and like we were just obsessed with them. We thought they were so great. So I mean, I've probably just a bunch of things, but yeah, we just wanted to do it.
Why? Like, is there any reason why you're all four women? Like, was that like a goal? Was that, or is it just sort of a coincidence?
It's just natural,
Yeah.
I think. I think it's
Yeah.
just like, I mean, most bands are all guys, and that's probably just as natural as us being like all girls. And I think it would be really, really strange. Like, we kind of felt the difference when Nina left, and we were still playing shows, but we got a couple of our friends to fill in bass for different shows and stuff, and they were all guys because we didn't know very many female bassists, and you could just tell the difference even then.
You know, it's just, I mean, if you're gonna start a band, like, it's like the normal thing to do. You just want to start a band with like
Your friends, and mostly your friends are probably mostly going to be, you know, especially at a young age.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, like the way it kind of worked though, we'd never like, I don't think they had said, oh, let's start an all-girl band, but Nina and Amanda were just friends and they wanted to play together. And they asked my drum teacher if he just knew of anybody, and they didn't say guy or girl. And he just happened to have a girl drummer, and it was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool or whatever. So, and then I happen to have a sister who played guitar. So, but it was never set up to be like this all-girl thing.
It's pretty crazy, like
It's a she thing.
it's pretty weird when you when we think back to when we started, because it seems like most of the girl bands, you know, even if they try not to make a big deal about it, like, are always like pretty conscious of the fact that they're all girls, but we really weren't. Like, and we're not even just saying this.
No,
When we
I know.
started out, like,
we were so shocked when all of a sudden everybody cared.
like everyone thought it was so weird that we were all girls, and we totally, like, it didn't even occur to us that it was anything weird at all. Like, I mean, I guess, but like, and to me, like, looking back, it seems like, why wouldn't I have noticed? But we really didn't. We were just like, whatever. We didn't even think of it.
And then it was kind of scary because we'd play some shows, and it was a few years ago, and it has changed a lot. And even since then, like, when we started, people weren't as used to it, I don't think, as they even are now, of seeing girls on
Except
stage.
in Sault Ste. Marie, where it's still quite the novelty.
Yeah, still not a very regular thing, I don't think. But yeah, so we just got some weird reactions, and it was just kind of weird because we didn't know how to really deal with it. So.
Like, I don't know if people are pretty conscious of, you know, their gender as they walk around and, you know, do the whatever they do in life, but like we were really surprised because, well, plus, like, I mean, I guess all the music I listened to was all male musicians and stuff, and especially because I listened to heavy metal and stuff like that, so the only people who were female were like Lita Ford and, you know, Lee Aaron, or like these horrible, you know, bands like that.
Models, I don't think.
No, so we never like.
Or like the Great Cat.
The Great
Do you know
Cat.
who that is? It's this girl who she did like this, her hit, well, it wasn't even a hit, but the closest thing she had to a hit was like she did this Beethoven thing, but it was like a metal version.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Crazy guitar player. She's actually really, really amazing. She went to Juilliard and stuff.
And that inspired you to be what you are now.
Oh, no, I don't think, but she was so funny to watch. Like, we taped her video because she was just psychotic. But, how did she get brought up?
Metal Queen.
Do you have a video for any of the songs? You said, I think, the last song you played last night, wasn't it?
Yep, Tropical. We just made a video for it by ourselves, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty cold because we're tobogganing, and it's down, basically it's like this sheet of ice that's like really, really steep. But I mean, it was kind of like, we don't usually do that all the time, but it was an experience anyway. It was
We
pretty
woke
fun.
up the next day covered in bruises, like from head to toe.
But it was for the art. It was important.
Yeah.
How did tobogganing tie in with the song?
Oh, it
Well,
doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't. In fact, it almost, if you were going to say there was a tie-in, it would be the fact that it was completely opposite of the song because it's like winter and we're really, really cold, but it's like tropical and stuff like that. But
We usually just think of an idea that would be fun to do, and well, mostly probably because none of the lyrics have too much meaning to them anyway. So
In any of the songs or in that song?
and no, any of the songs.
yeah.
I mean, it always comes last. Like, plus, like, none of us think of ourselves as vocalists. Like, we all started on our instrument, and then it was like, well, so I guess we gotta sing. And so everything, vocals, lyrics, always comes really last.
Even when we have to introduce ourselves a lot of times, I'm surprised we said vocals at all. Usually we just say, I play guitar, I play bass, I play drums. And then they're like, who sings? We're like, oh yeah. So we don't really think about it a whole lot.
But I think even when the few times maybe that there would be like a bit of just like something personal in it, like you would never be able to tell, and you know, it's almost like it's easier just to write about something that you know than.
It's probably a good thing too, because not that we're like big on Slownet, but even like people who are like there's some people who get really into East Coast bands, and they get all obsessive.
Like people there, we've met some people who like they like ask us. Yeah, very nice people, but like
Love them.
but like they ask us like what our lyrics mean, and like, you know, they take them completely seriously, and it's just like, well, we can't really explain it, but
So that's sort of a good and bad thing. Like you're Plumtree from Halifax, you know, and that gives you a certain amount of clout in other provinces. Is that a good or bad thing? Do you feel any of that? Like, do you feel like there's more or less attention, or?
there might be more.
I think there might be more, but I don't know. I'm not really.
Has it worked against you yet?
It could. I think we have a few things, like that's one. Us being from Halifax, us being girls and us being young, they all are the same kind of way that they could have advantages and they could have disadvantages in the same way. Like when you first hear that we're from Halifax, people might kind of stereotype us into a certain kind of like sound. And
That's probably the only thing is like the other girl band from Halifax. We get that a
One of
lot.
you was wearing a jail T-shirt last night, I think.
That was me. I like Joe. Yeah, I'm a fan. But once people hear us, we don't really get compared to them at all, because I mean we don't sound like them at all. but you know, it's pretty good when we go away. I think we might get some people out who are just into that whole Halifax thing. But I mean, right now anyway, it seems pretty harmless, just because if they come to the show and they hear us and they like us, it's not like they like us because we're from Halifax. Like if we were a bad band, I don't think they'd like us. So
Do you get questions like about, you know, Sloan, and if you've ever seen the guys in underwear, do you go to barbecues with them, and do you get that sort of
They're
thing?
like, are you friends with them? Do you talk to them?
Yeah, people ask us that a lot.
on the street?
Sometimes I have fun and we'll tell all these funny stories, but they're like, may not be entirely true.
Murphy goes to my church. Yeah. So sometimes we throw in stories.
His father is like the overhead projector guy. And lyrics of the songs and the hymns and stuff on the wall. And I was in the choir with his mom. But that's totally stupid. But I never realized how popular Sloan were until we started going to Ontario and stuff. And then everyone was crazy, and I was
I know,
like, I didn't know they were
like Sloan netters, like you know, they know everything. Like, they know everything about Sloan. Like,
And there's fanzines just based on Sloan. That's what I can't. Oh my lord. How could they fill every issue? They make up comics about them, and like Jay
Like
turns into a
superheroes?
bat. And like they stick their faces on dollar bills and like.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We talked to these people, and it was pretty endearing. But there's a village called Sloan, and they went to the town of Sloan and got their pictures taken with like every sign in the town of
they're
Sloan.
like the firefighters with the Sloan on their jackets and stuff. Like, I mean, it's really
It's an
cool. but, like,
obsession, for
yeah, it's really.
Okay, if they were doing this about Plumtree, would that be okay? Would that be good or bad? You ever see that?
No, I mean, yeah, it would be funny. Like, you'd feel a bit flattered,
There's
I
like the
suppose.
boundary of creepiness, and it's
Yeah, that's it. It's
like sometimes things are just nice or funny, and then there's times when you just think like, yee.
But I mean, we've like met a lot of these people, and they're really nice, and they're just like having fun. So you know, you don't mind at all. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, we played a show in Buffalo, and a bunch of people from Toronto came down to see us, and they made us Rice Krispie squares and stuff, and that's like totally nice. Like,
Anyone
what's so
who
thoughtful?
brings me food, I'm so happy. I can't even.
But even like
All creepiness aside.
even last night though, there's some really weird people. Like there's this one guy, and the whole show he was being so nice, and he was being really friendly, and he was around the van, and we kept talking to him. And then all of a sudden we were driving away. We all went in the car, and we were like driving down the street, and he started like swearing at us, like F you. And we're like, what came over him? What did we do?
I've got a whole bunch of recordings of women who've been on this show who burped. Like
We don't do that. That's the other thing. We were talking about it the other day. We're just not a crude men, and it seems like a big women thing to talk about all these really
a lot
personal
of
things.
women in bands, and it tends to be like older
Yeah.
women.
They like talk about their periods and stuff, but we're not into that. Like, not that we have anything
weird.
against it, but it's just not
We don't even swear.
Yeah, we don't even swear. Well, maybe
Oh, come on,
sometimes-
try it.
No, we really don't.
I tried.
If we're really
So
frustrated.
You know which words they are, don't you?
No, I don't.
We don't really do that amongst ourselves, let alone like in front of audiences. Seems kind of strange.
Yeah.
Or on
It's our
national radio.
personalities. Yeah, we were with the band the other night, Mao, and they just
They're
kept, like, we
great.
were sitting at a table eating, and they were really nice, but they just kept being so vulgar.
Well, they weren't that bad. They were really nice, but like, but yeah, like we played with like girl bands or like that. I guess maybe it's just they're older, they're more comfortable with it or something. Or I don't know what
Sometimes
it
I think
is.
about it, like I just think it's kind of weird how we met up, because I don't know a lot of other people who have the same type of personalities. Like none of us,
Yeah.
you know, drink or smoke or like we're just like good.
We're perfect little angels. Yeah.
And the other word that you use to describe you, like even in your bio, is cute. Do you hate that word yet?
Oh, we've hated it ever since we first heard
But it
it.
was in the bio, like it was in your own, like
Was it?
Well,
in the first one, like for the cassette. I'm sure it was there.
Maybe we were
don't
being
write those
sarcastic.
I don't know. So, but yeah, last night someone said I was cute, and I felt like,
You just feel like you're 10 or something.
yeah, I felt like I should be wearing like these two ponytails.
Or like little like fluffy rabbit ears thrown out your head.
Yeah. Like I don't feel cute. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's just like we're pretty like happy people generally, you know.
kind of upbeat and stuff.
Yeah, and we're outgoing
I mean, if you
enough.
had to pick, it's nicer than people saying like, yeah, you guys are really repulsive. Like,
I don't think kids are repulsive, but
no, it's not like the worst thing people could say about us.
Yeah.
But it's not the best.
I mean, I guess if you people can say we're cute, but I think a lot of people, like if we're cute, I think a lot of people are cute. It's not like this really unique thing if that's what we
And, like,
are, you know.
Well, and the things we do, like when we go to take photos or stuff, we usually like, it's like, okay, let's look really bad for this picture. Or like if you saw the inside of the CD, oh man, that picture is so horrible. Like used to let it be used. Oh, it rhymes.
Are you losing weight on the tour, like as you go across?
am.
And I won't tell your moms.
Oh, actually, I think I lost a few pounds, but I don't think it was because I think it was just like the scale I used. But we don't really have have a chance to like weigh ourselves. But just in general, like
I cannot afford to lose weight. That would be bad. I'm like trying to gain weight. But you're like, Carl, are you there?
Like like the Christmas tree on Charlie Brown's Special. Where you put the guitar on it.
Hello, I'm sitting here. But
You can say this when she leaves.
my problem is that I eat a lot. I mean, it's very expensive to feed myself when we're traveling.
Well, but I don't think I'm losing weight though because, oh man, a fly went in my mouth.
Yeah.
Here's the more she's not losing weight because she keeps eating bugs.
It's her waiting bugs every day.
No, but I think I don't know because a lot of cheap food is fattening food like McDonald's. So as long as you're eating, I don't know.
It's been, like, usually we just tour around Ontario, and it's, like, pretty quick drives everywhere, but it seems like it's been getting worse since we've gone, like, out to the west.
Less and less people.
Yeah, and we, like, spend less and less money on food because we have to spend, like, hours and hours in the car, and we don't want to spend any money, and I think, like, I've been getting, like, sick the past few nights, and I really gotta stop because
We're not eating enough.
my mom would be so disappointed.
Are there many places to play in Nova Scotia that aren't Halifax? Like,
Yeah, like sometimes Lunenburg. Like Lunenburg, we played in Liverpool, Nova Scotia once, at a fire hall.
Yeah, you play at a fire
Uh,
hall.
we played a few shows in Windsor.
We went to
Nova Scotia.
Liverpool, and they're like, okay, it's at the big fire hall. But we never get any directions or anything. And as soon as we get into the city, there's like a sign, like fire hall, and there's an arrow. And so we're like driving down the street, and then there's another sign, fire hall. Like, you just drove down, like, it's like the only thing that exists in
And
the
it's like
town.
these kids that are crazy they just need entertainment so
Yeah.
bad 'cause there's never anything going on. So we got down there.
Destroy the whole place as the band starts.
We got down there and there was like these crazy kids that were just so hungry for like live music.
I remember we were like driving away, they were all like running after us.
They wanted us to like hang out to more. They're like hanging on the back of the car.
does it ever seem like it's all surreal? Is it is it the rock and roll dream that you kind of wanted it to be?
Well, I remember, like, I was totally naive about it, but I was really into, you know, the big heavy metal rock bands and stuff, and, you know, you'd watch their videos, and they were like, you know, live and, you know, accomplish all your dreams, and, you know, you can do it, and, like, all that, and I'd see them in their, like, big arena shows, and, you know, really expensive videos, and, like, I remember thinking, or, like, they'd talk about life on the road, you know, and it was all, you know, in their bus.
And stuff.
And groupies, I'm sure.
And like they didn't seem much like me, but for some reason I still thought that that's what, you know, or whatever. But like, I don't know if I thought that that's what it would be like or anything, but I just remember wanting to be the best guitar player in the world. That was my goal. That's what I was gonna be.
And now you are. Man, every once in a while you make new best friends who are like going to be your best friends forever, even though they're on the other side of the country. I forgot to ask, have you guys seen Grant and Mark? They're in Halifax too. I used to work with them. Say hi to them for me. And man, that's Plumtree. I got to start having interviews where I get more serious and I just ask, you know, interesting, philosophical, intellectual questions with the bands. But I don't think I will, because I just keep having too much fun. And these 4 women from Plumtree were just a hoot. And I hope they have a great tour on the rest of it. So if you get the chance, coming up with them, they have a split 7-inch with the Inbreds, and they have another compilation that Mr. Machine is going to be on. And they're also releasing a single through some label in London, England. So hopefully we'll be able to get that domestically. Look forward to that. Plumtree. And the show is the Great Western Ballroom. We're going to end, of course, with a song from their CD. The CD is called Mass Teen Fainting, released it on Cinnamon Toast Records. And we're going to hear the song, The Phone, The Phone. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 66, the last band ever to record in our studio until we get our new studio set up. And